Royal family, just giving you guys the overhead view of the piles today. Today we're asking what's happening with your person, especially if you guys are in limited, no communication or you've been ghosted completely. So pile one is the good tarot and this chameleon gecko slash iguana. Pile two is a modern love tarot, the beautiful butterfly. Pile three is the tarot. Oh my God, jeez. Oh, Tarot of Forbidden Dreams and that B. That's kind of spicy. So if you don't like nude images, that's not going to be the pile for you. And then pile 3 is the Rainbow Love Tarot. And it is that beautiful purple spiral there. So do your thing, pick your pile, and I'll be back with your reading. I'm going to introduce the boxes and stuff in a moment. Royal family, welcome to my channel, and today we're looking at what's happening with your person. If you guys have been ghosted, you're in limited communication or no communication at all. Okay, it kind of takes away from the anxiety and the obsession, the overthinking. Sometimes we think, okay, well, what did I do, blah blah blah. Sometimes, most times it has absolutely nothing to do with you, because no matter what's going on with the person, there's always communication, right? There's no reason for ghosting except immaturity, really. All right, so we have 4 piles today. The first pile is the good tarot. Okay, a deck from my sister. I got it from my sister, and it is just beautiful. I'm gonna call it iguana slash gecko cat slash chameleon. Okay. It could be either of those things. The second pile is the Modern Love Tarot, and it is this butterfly. The third pile, a little spicy tarot. So if naked images, erotica kind of trigger you, you wouldn't want to choose this one. This is the Tarot of Forbidden Dreams. Okay. And it is this bumblebee, love bees. And the third pile is the Rainbow Heart Tarot, and it is, I'm going to call it a bejeweled flower, okay? A bejeweled flower. All right. So do your thing, pick your pile, and I'm going to be right back with your reading. Hey, pile 1, if you chose the iguana, gecko, chameleon, I don't even know what it is. It looks like an iguana to me. Okay. This is going to be your reading. So if you chose the iguana or the tarot, this is going to be your reading. So you have been ghosted or you're in no communication with your person. So we're going to look at what happened and how they're looking at you now. How you see me now. Right? All right. So let's look at this person's current energy towards you. So when I do these readings, it's often to give people like a sense of closure, because, when somebody goes to you or they just stop communicating or they're not communicating as they used to, your mind kind of starts going in overdrive, right? And some people kind of get anxious and they overthink. So this is kind of to get an insight as to what's happening with your person, because sometimes it doesn't have anything to do with you. They just don't have the emotional bandwidth to deal with it at that time, and then not mature enough to say, well, listen, I need some space, I'm going through some shit. All right, so we have here independent dependence conspiracy. All right, so this is like fearful avoidant energy. Okay, it is someone who is afraid of being consumed, subsumed in their relationships. So anytime they feel like they're kind of just getting a little too close, they're just going to pull back. They're just going to pull back. They're going to pull back and assert their authority, because they are replaying in their head their relationships with their parents, in particular a mother figure. Let me see if I can find that. Because they're reminding me, I think, oh my goodness, can I find it? It was months ago. Guys, I want to read something for you. Yeah. Oh gosh, and you know I love this guy. If you follow me on my other channel, I don't know how to pronounce his name, and so forgive me. BMS, and it's BYERMEAS. And he talks here about men, but I'm going to broaden it to the inner masculine, right? Because we both have masculine and feminine energies within us that we have to come into balance, right? In order to be in balance with ourselves. And he goes into this exploration of why men can't commit or why they tend to run or whatever. So he says, men, the inability to commit in an intimate relationship is an unconscious attempt to break free the enmeshment we have with our mothers. Some men, so every time I say men, I want you to think in a masculine, okay? Some men some men struggle to commit because what they perceive to be the suffocating nature of the intimate relationship is actually the suffocating reality of the relationship they have with their mothers. The mature masculine man knows that committing fully to a woman is actually an exercise of his own freedom because now he's no longer a slave to pleasure, but free to live from the essence of who he is. When a man lacks commitment, he is scattered, directionless, unstable, and ungrounded. But when he honors his commitments, he feels focused, passionate, and free from his destructive desires. True freedom doesn't come from being able to do whatever you please. It comes from being able to commit yourself fully to the things that require you to live from your deepest heart. So I want us to really focus in on the first sentence, which is the inability to commit in an intimate relationship is an unconscious attempt to break free of the enmeshment that we have with our mothers. And I think this is the scenario that is being replayed in your person's head when they start to come really close to you. They think that you are going to control them, you're going to dictate to them, they're gonna have to parent you because they had to do all of that with their mother. Okay, and they don't have the emotional bandwidth to do that kind of self-sacrifice in an intimate relationship, which is a fallacy. It's an illusion on their end, right? It isn't grounded in reality and truth, but it is a wound. And when we are wounded and we're not focusing on healing that wound, when these triggers come, we're not acting. There's nothing rational about how we react, right? It is all an instinct in that reptilian brain. So I think that's exactly what happened. Your person thought, hey, this is too fucking close for comfort. Bye. I don't want to lose myself in this person. So I think that's exactly what happened. Anyways, that was just the underlying energy. So this is what's running. This is the undercurrent. All right, let's see the current energy towards you. So that's the undercurrent of what's happening, right? So let's call that the shadow energy or the unconscious. All right. So we have here the victim. This person thinks they're going to get hurt by you. Look right here. You see, they've been betrayed and stabbed in the back so many times, especially since their childhood. And they think, you know what? It's inevitable. They're going to get hurt in this relationship. So you know what? Better pull back. Don't get too involved. So when this person hurt me, it doesn't hurt too much. The knife doesn't go in too deep. Let me turn my back on it. So when this person sticks in a knife, it doesn't go too deep. So what your person's doing, they're running. Simple. They're running. They think that everybody's out to get them. Everybody's going to hurt them. And eventually you're going to be the same. And hurt them whether by abandoning them, betraying them, whatever it is. Lord knows it's going to be different for everybody. Right? But they think that if I turn my back on this relationship now, when it all goes to shit, it all falls apart, I'm not going to be too hurt. But the fact that they're so triggered already means that they're kind of already in deep. But let's not tell them that. All right, so they ran. They were really triggered by how close you guys were getting, the intimacy of this relationship. It just went too deep, okay? This person's accustomed to having superficial relationships, okay? They meet somebody, they have sex, they may do what we call in my country shit talk, small talk. You talk about the superficial things. You talk about parties. You might talk about politics, that kind of thing. Flicking the weather, right? But you don't go deep into the inner wounding and what happened in my childhood, why it still triggers me now. No. No, we're not doing that. Let's stick to the weather, right? So you guys got too deep and this person's like, Bye. Bye. I mean, I meant to explore this a little deeper about why they ghosted you, but Spirit is telling us up front. This person was triggered by the intimacy of this relationship. It required too much emotionally from this person. And that's not to say that you must change. This person has to grow in their maturity. So you'll find that they're not going to ghost you for long anyways, right? You're going to find that every time they come back, they can go just a little deeper, but they need these kind of breaks to kind of recalibrate, okay? All right, so let's see why did they ghost you. We already found out, but we're going to look in the tarot anyways. Maybe there are other reasons why. Maybe there's something happening in their environment. We're going to explore that a little deeper in the extended. But not everybody will have access to the extended or can have access to the extended. So let's explore it now. Let's see. Why did they ghost you? Why did they ghost you? But it feels like it was just too much, you know? For them. You are not too much. It's just, that. We have the Four of Pentacles in reverse. And this is a card about vulnerability. Which kind of really plays into what we picked up here. Right? This person felt vulnerable. It felt like you creeped between you crept underneath their armor. They didn't like that. Right? They didn't like that. Why did they do it? Why did they ghost you? Ooh. We have the Hermit in reverse. Right? I know the Hermit is about deep inquiry into life, the universe, philosophy, myself. Right? Why do I do the things I do? They didn't want to do that. They didn't want that. All right? We have the Ace of Wands in reverse and another card about vulnerability or feeling disempowered. So this is all confirmation of what we said before, right? We had the Seven of Pentacles. And it's a card of investment. And then we had Judgment in reverse. Okay. So I see someone who is intrigued by this connection. This is someone who wants to invest in this connection. It's just that they don't want to invest too deeply. Too soon because they're afraid of being hurt. Their judgment is totally skewed because of their past pain that they haven't fully dealt with. Okay, so their judgment is totally off, right? Remember, they think that everybody's out to get them, that everybody's going to hurt them. And if they come too close, this person's going to get too much ammunition against me and they can hurt me. So it all goes back to, I'm going to be hurt. So I need to protect myself. Right? So their pain has skewed their judgment. So we have this judgment call here in reverse. So they made a bad call. They succumbed to their wounding. They didn't want this deep stuff. They didn't want it. It made them feel very vulnerable. They felt out of their depth with all this that you brought to the table. You're not a superficial person. Okay, you can't do those small talk conversations, right? You want to go deep, right? You want to peel back every layer all at once. And this person was like, I'm not ready. The Ace of Wands, we're in our power, right? We have the Staff of Power, we're in our power. This person's not in our power. They felt disempowered, emasculated, because you're a lot more mature than they are. It's not like they didn't want this relationship or anything like that, or they didn't want to invest. They just didn't want to invest too much. And you require more than that because you give a 100% of yourself. Which reminds, I don't know, spirits remind me of something. Oh my God. Something that TD Jakes said about being a one. I'm just going to summarize because this is not his exact words and I can't remember it. If I do find the video, I'll post it down below. But, about, the different kinds of people in the world and, that those persons, they have 100%, right? And if you link up with someone that, let's say they're a 10% kind of person, you're there trying to pour 100% of you into the relationship. The container can't hold that. Their container can't hold that. They have to continue to grow and mature so that their capacity to hold light, love, emotion grows, right? It's very much like us on a spiritual journey. When we first start off on a spiritual journey, we only have a certain capacity to hold a certain amount of light. And then as our chakras expand or grow, evolve, we get the upgrades, then we can hold more light, more light. Well, this person, emotionally, their vessel can't hold that much emotion that you contain within yourself. So they can hold you. They can be a safe container for you. I hope I'm explaining that well. Right? It was too much. It was too much for them. You are not too much. It was too much for them. And that's what I feel with this energy. This is the energy that I'm feeling. They just didn't have the emotional bandwidth for it, Let's see what they were thinking. 'Cause we know their thoughts are skewed. Let's see what they were thinking. But we're getting a lot of information already. Spirit is just spilling the beans on this person. What were they thinking? Headspace. Fool in reverse. That they were going to be made a fool of again. Yeah. That they were foolish. Like, what am I doing? Six of Cups in reverse. They were thinking about the past and karmic partners who really did them wrong. They were thinking about their childhood. I think this person might have been doing some spying on you. We have the Page of Swords here. So they might have been there on your social media, saw something, misinterpreted it. Okay. They thought this person thought that you were keeping secrets from them. But remember, this is their own mind, eh? This is their own mind, their own wounding. So we're dealing with someone, I'm gonna call it like it is, they're paranoid. They're paranoid. So it's like they were just bombarded by all these negative thoughts. My intuition is wrong. I'm just being foolish. This person's not my soulmate. Remember what happened in the past? Remember how that person hurt you? So you just, all these thoughts just coming in. All these thoughts. Then this person might have done some spying on you, misinterpreted something that might have been on your page. And they thought, okay, well, you was keeping secrets because you're so mysterious anyway. Listen, you're dealing with someone who has been through a lot of trauma and they are absolutely paranoid. Okay, their mind does not stop with the negative thoughts. Okay, so they could see a picture of you by the ocean and maybe you're only showing your toes or whatever. Oh, why she's only showing her toes? Maybe she's there with somebody else. Okay, you know what I mean? This is what you're dealing with. And you can't adjust yourself enough to put this person at ease. They have to heal themselves. Okay? All right. Let's see what was running through their emotional body at the time that they ghosted you. Let's see what's running through their emotional body. And this is my emotional intelligence deck. What was running through the emotional body at the time they ghosted you? Let's have a look. So we see what's running through their head. Everything negative. Let's see the emotional body. Underneath the deck. Oh, we had optimism. Oh, their heart wants to be optimistic. All right, let's see. Okay, we have surprised. Okay. You know what I get with that? Like you broke their routine, you guys' routine in some sort of way. And this sent up red flags for your person. This person needs consistency. This person, I was going to say stagnation, but not quite. But they need consistency. This person, any minute kind of change kind of triggers this person. We have embarrassed. Why? What's that? That's strange. We have apathetic, so they just shut off their heart. And then we have hope. Oh my. Okay, so we see someone in a lot of conflict, internal conflict. Okay. And the end result is that they kind of shut off their heart and kind of turn their back on this connection. But this person, I think there might have been some kind of change in the routine that kind of took your person off guard. But I think this person was surprised by how much they were into you, how, all the beautiful positive emotions. Yeah, why is that a bad thing? Well, we're going to see. all the beautiful positive emotions that they felt in your energy. Um, and this too was a trigger because, like, what if they lost that? So you see, it doesn't matter what's positive is happening in this relationship. This person, they're always thinking that, something is going to go wrong. So it's so positive, it's so light. I love this person. I feel great in their energy. But what if I lose it? Let's see why they were embarrassed. Because it's the only thing that's kind of tripping me up here. Why were they embarrassed? We have a King of Cups in reverse. And a King of Swords in reverse. Oh, man. I'm getting like the same messages that we were getting before. They felt emasculated. They felt emasculated because King of Cups in reverse in this context is someone who cannot express their emotions. They have to resort to manipulation in order to get their emotional needs met. And then King of Cups, right? And then King of Swords in reverse is someone who just can't communicate their needs. So when they compared themselves to you and the tools that you had, I think this person just felt out of depth and they felt embarrassed. That's what I'm getting here. That's what I'm getting here. So there's all these beautiful emotions that were happening here, but this person just wasn't in their heart space. Their mind just totally took over. All right. Let's see how they're seeing you now. How they're seeing you in this relationship now. Now that they've gotten a little distance. We have 8 of Pentacles in reverse. Oh, wow. Danger. We have 3 of Swords in reverse. We have 2 of Swords in reverse. And 2 of Swords in reverse goes to the Ace of Swords, which talks about clarity. And we have the 5 of Cups. All right. So this person has gotten some epiphanies about themselves since the separation or since the limited contact. And what they're realizing is that they're still wounded. They're still wounded, and that's why they're unable to commit and to really work in this relationship. They realize that they have to heal their heart. That's not a you job. That's an inside job that they have to do, right? So they're here in the 3 of Swords reverse, which is about taking the existing swords out of your heart, really addressing your heartbreak and pain. So this is what they've realized. In order for them to really give to this connection, be more stable and grounded in this connection, they realize that they have to heal themselves. They can't work on this connection with you until they heal themselves. They realize that now. They see that they are still wounded. They're still wounded from the past. In fact, maybe they've never really dealt with it. They've never really dealt with it. So they realize that they can't invest or work on this connection with you until they work on themselves. What do they want to tell you right now? Let's get some 3D messages from your person. What do they want you to know? What do they want to tell you right now? Underneath the deck, I wonder if you're happy without me. All right, so this person has all kind of issues going on. So now that they ghosted you, they want to know, are you happy without me? What are you doing? Blah, blah, blah. So they're trying to figure out, what's up with you? Do you miss them? Because for them, if you miss them, that you love them kind of. This person, they're very complicated. Okay, what do they want to tell you right now? I am afraid to contact you. Yeah, because they ghosted your ass, right? I'm afraid to contact you. So after they've broken the communication, now they're afraid to contact you even though they want to. Fair enough. Maybe they think you're going to breathe fire on them or something. I don't know. I replay our conversations over and over. So they're now seeing the value in you and just your beautiful conversations, the same conversations that they were triggered by, that they felt were too deep. Now they see the value in them. Because nobody else is going to give them that. Nobody else understands them like you do. Finding out the truth crushed me. So them getting this clarity on themselves and realizing that they got issues. Okay. And it's not about you. It's about them and they need to heal. Okay. And find out the fact that, you didn't deserve their behavior. You didn't deserve this kind of ghosting. It really crushed them because they're realizing now how much they really do like you. We both know I'm not the one for you. So, this is about them not feeling good enough. Okay. And feeling disempowered. They just don't think that they have the tools to be on your level. Let's see what Spirit's advice for you in this connection at this time. So what I'm going to do in the extended, I'm going to explore their heart space and head space for you now. I'm going to look at what might be happening in their life that is also triggering them. I'm going to see if they are talking to anyone about you. I'll use a pendulum. And if they are, we're going to see who it is and what advice are they giving. I'm going to look at their long-term intentions for you. And I'm going to look at their next actions towards you within a month of you watching this reading. But if you cannot join me in extended, let's get some advice from Spirit for you and this connection going forward. All right. I don't even have to say much. Spirit said, don't do shit. You don't have to do a thing. Okay? This person needs to sort themselves out. So Spirit saying surrender to non-action. Hands in your pockets. Don't take up that phone. Don't do it. We have submission. So right now Spirit saying submit to the will of Spirit with this. Okay? You have to give this over to the divine. There's nothing else you can do here. Right? You have to submit now to divine plan. You've done everything you could. This person just needs to work on themselves. Okay? And Spirit's got them. And Spirit wants you to know that they got this. So you just continue to do what you need to do to make sure that you're okay and that you are focused on your healing. And Spirit saying submit to divine plan. There's nothing you need to do right now. Okay? All right, my love. So if you're able, join me in the extended and we're going a little further into this. If not, thank you. Big thank you for everything that you do for the channel. Your likes, dislikes, the emojis in the comment section. If you can't make a full comment, because some people are busy, right? Clicking on the ads, because we do as readers, and you should do this for any reader you enjoy, we do get a percentage when you do click on the ads. So if you do have favorite readers or any reader whose message you resonate with, energy exchange, right? Because in everything, there must be an equal energy exchange, okay? All right, my loves, take care. Much love to you. Bye. Hey, pal, too, if you chose the Modern Love Tarot and this gorgeous butterfly, this is going to be your reading. Now, one of my neighbors she has 3 children, but what you're hearing right now is her oldest son howling like a wolf. As the minute I decided I'm going to do this reading, he started howling. All right, and we know howling, especially by wolves, lone wolf, lonely, that kind of thing. So maybe your person's howling at the moon. Maybe they're feeling lonely. Maybe they're feeling abandoned. Maybe they are mourning the loss of your energy. But whatever it is, it's a very forlorn and lonely sound, okay, to howl at the moon. All right, so because whatever happens during a reading is part of the reading, okay? All right, so, okay, thank you for the message. You can shut up now. Yeah, their mom needs to take them off the corridor and to go to school. Anyways, so the first thing we're going to do, so this is a reading We're looking at ghosted, no communication, limited contact. Okay, the communication is just not flowing as it was before. Now, when I do these particular readings, it's really to give you closure, because sometimes we don't have answers. The person just kind of or they're not good at communicating, so they're not able to say, well, I need space, or I have a lot of shit going on, I can't deal with this right now, or whatever it is. So it's really to give you answers, so that you're not obsessing about the situation and you're not going down this tangent. And there's my mom calling as well, but she is going to have to wait. My goodness, I feel in this connection, I think there's been a lot of interference. And we have this mother in the corridor. We have my mom calling. I think maybe by an influential female figure in their life. Could definitely be their mother, or it could be the energy of the relationship with the mother. Which is something that came out in part one. So maybe you have a message there as well. Underneath the deck, we have judgment. Okay. All right, so what's happening here? Your person is under divine judgment. All right, they've not acted honorably. They've not acted with integrity in this situation. So, you know what happens? Spirit brings a lesson. We call it karma. We call it bad karma, but it's really a lesson. And they're learning through this lesson to give equally in their relationships and to be fair. So your person's looking at the situation between you guys, and they're saying that they weren't fair to you, and they weren't given equally to this connection, and they might have disrespected you, did you some sort of injustice. So they're coming into account of that, and they're taking accountability. Okay. They might have even had a third party. This is card number 3, because 3 and 0 reduces to 3. There might have even been a third party in this relationship. So they might have been breadcrumbing you. So they're realizing everywhere, however they went wrong in this connection. So that's the undercurrent. Jeez and ages. How far that went. Gotta pause the video. Alright, so what we have here is denial. And you know what I feel? And we have the devil. I feel like for a long time your person was in denial, and they may have used their addictions to escape accountability. Okay, and I think that's why Spirit had to bring in the sledgehammer and bring in that karma there for your person, so that they could learn the lesson. Because this person, scales over their eyes, they did not want to see. They didn't want to see. They didn't want to see how they were treating you. They didn't want to see how crazy their life was. They didn't want to see this is someone totally disassociated from their reality. Okay, so they were there in denial, deep in addiction, and perhaps deep in toxic relationships. And that's the thing about toxic relationships and addictions. You know, it allows us to get caught up in something else, so we don't have to face what's right in front of us, begging for our attention. So a blind man could have seen that your person was in trouble, that their life was, hanging on by a thread. But your person, they were deep in addiction. So whether it's addiction to people, addiction to external validation, addiction to substances, they were deep in it, and they were trying to escape their reality. And I do think, because it's a ghosted communication reading, I think that part of that escape was ghosting you. So you want to know why they ghosted you? They wanted to escape their reality. They wanted to escape the reality of how they were feeling, the reality of how they were treating you, the reality of, maybe you were moving on. Whatever it was, they wanted to escape the reality of it all. All right, let's pull 3 cards on this denial. Because this is their current energy. They didn't want to face themselves. They didn't want to face the Empress, you understand? They didn't want to face the Empress. Let's pull 3 cards on denial. Because it's their current energy towards you. We have the Five of Wands in reverse. We have the Four of Pentacles. We have the Knight of Wands in reverse. Yeah. I think this person, I think they're looking back on their life and they're realizing, or looking back on this relationship and they're realizing that, one second. I had to stop the video. It was just too much interference from outside. Yeah, I think they're looking back on their relationship and realizing that, you know, they were really closed off, and they suppressed their feelings for you for a long time. And I think even to some measure, your person is not fully acknowledging right now the feelings that they have for you. I feel like even now they might be trying to avoid some of the feelings that they're having for you. And it's because they don't want any kind of drama. They just don't have the capacity, the bandwidth for it right now. I think they're being kind of avoidant at this time. And I'm also getting like, they're changing. They're changing. I think they might have been a player energy before, and it's like they no longer want to do that because they are acknowledging the damage that they did. They're acknowledging the damage that they did. You know, they don't want to cause any more conflict in your life. So this denial I'm seeing here, I feel is like avoidance. You know, avoidance of you at this time, avoidance of the issues surrounding your relationship. They don't want to deal with the intensity of their emotions. That's what I get with that. That's what I get with that. Let's go deeper into the reading. Let's ask Spirit right away. Why did they ghost you? We have the Devil. This is a card number 15, which is the Devil, right? As I said before. So we have the Devil. We have the Page of Wands. We have the Ace of Swords. And we have Divine by the Moon and create a magical year. I feel this means intuition, the moon, intuition, and the shadow side. Okay, what happened? This person felt really attached to you. Okay. I think for most of their relationship, I think they sexualized your relationship. I think they viewed you as temptation. I think they viewed you as just side chick, side piece, just sort of, you know, a sexual distraction. Okay. And they reduced whatever you had. They reduced whatever you had to a mere flirtation. We have the Page of Wands here, and the Page of Wands about flirtatious messages, nothing meaningful. But it looks like as this year kind of came around, whatever year you're watching this, it looks like this person got a lot of clarity and a lot of truth about who you were. And they're realizing that you're divine, you're very intuitive. They see you as being very fortunate, very lucky, enjoying the favor of the divine. And this is kind of like an Ace of Pentacles card too. So they're also seeing that you're very grounded, financially stable. Okay, they're seeing your worth. So they can no longer try to deny their feelings for you by sexualizing you, because that's what people do sometimes. They sexualize a relationship in order to create a buffer. This is all it is, and they put it in a little container and they will not explore it deeper. And I think that's what your person was doing. So now they can't contain that energy, right? As seeing you as only, you know, kind of in a kind of shadowy aspects. They're seeing all aspects of you, your light, your shadow, your divinity, your emotions. You're a human being to them now. Okay, they can't objectify you. And now that they can't objectify you, they can't treat you like how they were treating you before. So now they have to renegotiate the terms of engagement. They actually have to offer you something. They actually have to give to this connection. And I feel like this kind of scares your person. That's the energy that I'm getting scared. I'm getting scared. And it's because of their toxic childhood. I think that your person, when they were really young, I think that they were very creative, very imaginative, very magical, because we have the unicorn here and we also have a dragon. So I feel like one of those indigo children or something like that, very intuitive. But I feel something came here to interrupt their childhood. This is a child interrupted. So I feel like kind of could have been a mother energy. There could have been some sort of abuse here, whether it's physical abuse, sexual abuse, some kind of ritualistic abuse here, or maybe even religious abuse, where we try to control and confine people using our holy texts and scriptures. So it looks like the spirit of this child, this imaginative, magical child, was crushed. Was crushed. There could have even been some sort of abandonment as well. So your person is deeply triggered by intense emotions. That's why they keep it superficial. Right? Just keep it on the surface. They don't want to dive deep. So everything for them and every relationship, they keep as a kind of flirtation, and it's only surface level. Only surface level. But now it looks like unwittingly they've gone a little deeper with you, and they felt like they had to pull back. They had to pull back. Let's see what were they thinking about at that time. So they ghosted you because things were getting a little too deep. You guys were in the deep. What were they thinking about? We have the Knight of Pentacles in reverse, which is a card of paranoia. Okay. That's an unstable Virgo. And unstable Virgo can really spiral into the negative thoughts. We have the Ace of Cups. We have the Six of Swords. Okay, I feel an abandonment wound here. And then we have the Lovers. All right, what were they thinking about? Well, one, this person was thinking about how much love they had for you and how close you guys were. Okay, we have the Ace of Cups here. So it was like the beginnings of love. I feel this is like the first time this person's actually loving another person. I feel like your person before used to just use people, right? They just use people just for the energy, just for sex, entertainment. But it's the first time they truly loved someone, because the first time they truly dug beneath the surface and glimpsed the person inside, right? So this is the first time they're really falling in love in a real kind of divine way, and it really scared them, okay, because this triggered a whole big thought process now, right? So we have them here spiraling in their thoughts. The Knight of Pentacles in reverse. We have Six of Swords. What if this person leaves me? What if I'm not good enough? I see Pile 2's doing a lot of work, a lot of healing. What if I'm not good enough? What if they level up? What if I never get to their level? They were also thinking about the fact that in order to be with you, they had to make a choice. They might have had to choose between you and someone else, you and their addictions, you and the pain of the past. But there's some sort of choice here. They knew that if they choose you, or if they wanted to choose you, they couldn't be the same. They couldn't function the same. They couldn't do the same things. And that for your person was like a big ask, because you're asking them to leave their comfort zone, the comfort zone that they've been in for decades. You are asking them to face their pain. You are asking them to heal, to do things differently. Maybe not verbally, but the energy that you were giving out there and the message that your person was receiving with that energy was that in order to be with power 2, I need to level up. And it means that I need to change my behaviors. And it looks like they weren't ready. What did this mean? What did this mean for their life and the people in their life and the things that they already brought to fruition? So they just spiraled. They just spiraled. Let's see what they were feeling at the time. Let's see the emotions that were running through their emotional body at the time. Let's see the feelings running through their emotional body. We have independent. Listen, you guys need to watch pile 1. Okay, I was feeling the similarities, but definitely. This person felt trapped. They felt trapped by their emotions. They felt trapped by their attachment to you. So them ghosting you was a way for them to assert their independence. Please watch pile 1 because I also read something from Instagram surrounding this issue. All right, so definitely watch pile 1. But yeah, they felt that they needed to assert their independence. They were getting too close, too attached. They were feeling too commingled and enmeshed with you. I feel this person might have even started having, like some psychic experiences with you. We were feeling your energy. They were dreaming about you. I think they were haunted by you. And it felt like there was no escape from you and your energy. So they just pulled back and closed off, and maybe even spiritually closed themselves off from you. Some erected some serious energetic barriers. That's what I'm getting. Let's see what the emotions that are running through the emotional body. Okay, so we have serene. They wanted to be at peace. We have withdrawn. Exactly right. We have bitter. And we have angry. I feel like they felt like they had no choice but to withdraw in the situation and pull back their energy. I feel they were facing some hard triggers, like some deep, big pain from the past. And the only way they felt that they can get some reprieve and to be at peace is if they withdraw from this. The intensity of this was just too much because it dredged up a lot of pain from their life. And they were very bitter about how their life panned out. And they were bitter about the injustices that they experienced in their childhood and the injustices that they experienced in their past relationships. And I felt that they were angry and they were trying to deal with that. And then they were trying to deal with the intensity of the emotions that they felt for you. And they might have been trying to deal with a situation with a third party. And they might have been trying to deal with something going on at work. And it was just too much. They wanted to be at peace. And the only way they felt like they could achieve that peace of mind, because that's what they wanted, peace of mind, because the mind running riot, I can feel it now, just racing, right? The mind just running riot, all the negative permutations of how this could pan out and how it could affect their life negatively, and they can't sleep, and it was just too much. Like, you know what? Fuck this. I can't deal with this shit, right? Feeling like frustration, like I'm trapped in my own body. And I just need to get out. That's what I feel. Like nowhere to hide, nowhere to run. I just need to get out. And I feel like the only way they felt they could achieve this peace of mind, the serenity in the mind, and to quiet the mind was to disconnect from you. But I don't think that you're the only person that they disconnected from. I think they just kind of unplugged from the different scenarios that were unfolding in their life and just went into hermit. Just went into hermit. That's what I'm getting here. It was just like a cacophony of emotions, that wouldn't quiet. Feel like an energetic bombardment, It was just it was too much. Okay. How are they seeing you? So even now, I think this person's still keeping some distance from you and trying to avoid you. They don't have the capacity to deal. How are they seeing you now? They need to recalibrate before they get back into the deep. How are they seeing you now? We have the Star in reverse. Aquarius. We have the King of Wands in reverse. Leo energy. We have the Seven of Cups in reverse. And we have the Queen of Wands. That's you. That's how they're seeing you. All right. So how they're seeing you now? Well, apparently unplugging gave them a lot of clarity. We have the Seven of Cups in reverse. So now no longer confused by illusion. No longer confused by the mind. You get clarity. And how they're seeing you now? They're seeing you're so strong. You're just so strong. They don't know how you do it. They don't know how you show up every day and just be lovely you after everything that you've been through. They don't know how you do it. They don't know how I feel like some of you guys, because Queen of Wands, she's an entrepreneur, right? There's Aries energy, go-getter, especially when it comes to business. Aries can have a lot of self-esteem issues in their personal life, but when it comes to business, they don't make a wrong move, right? So you don't make a wrong move, and you are unique. You have your own, your personality. Okay, you're so strong. You have strength. I think they think you're very sexy. They think that you have grit. You have grit. And they kind of feel horrible about how they treated you, how they hurt you. Okay, they didn't treat you well. They didn't see your star quality. They were the instrument for a lot of pain in your life. They're seeing that now. They're seeing that they misuse their power. Now you are standing in your power as a Queen of Wands, but they do not feel like the King of Wands. They feel emasculated in your presence. And there's nothing you can do about that. That's just how they feel about themselves, right? They feel emasculated in their presence. Now, King of Wands, he have anger issues, he's got anger issues, right? He doesn't deal with his issues, try to escape it by starting fights and, womanizing, that kind of thing. And I think maybe your person was the same. Okay, a lot of anger and bitterness just bubbling underneath the surface because they don't deal with their shit, right? They sweep it under the carpet. But I mean, there's only so much dust you can sweep under the carpet, right? It's still there, right? So they have a lot of explosive emotions. I think this person, they're explosive in their anger. They're just quiet sometimes, and then bam, anything can kind of set them off. So they feel disempowered. They're not in control of themselves. They're not in control of their life. They are the antithesis of you. This is all what they feel. You have done so much healing. You're there standing. You're empowered. You're embodied. And they are not. You make them think of how far they have to go to reach you. Right? They feel like a falling star. And you're a rising star. I feel like they're envious of you and the things that you've accomplished. I think this person has always used their childhood, their pain, and as an excuse to behave badly, and as an excuse to act out and to be mediocre in their life. But they're seeing that you've been through so much and yet still you rise. So they have no excuses for how they behave now. And they are being forced to level up. Level up. Everybody's going through some shit. It's called life. I had to tell my neighbor that about 2 days ago. Guys, we had a big falling out. If you watch my other channel, Made for Love, I was talking about my neighbor. I mean, he's going through some things. I don't think he's well mentally, and I don't think he's been diagnosed. He needs, from what I see there, he needs some serious counseling, and he does need medication, right? It's just too erratic. And since he's moved in, now I'm a non-smoker. He's a smoker. He smokes in the corridor. All the smoke comes into my apartment at 3, 4 in the morning. He calls random police stations, cursing about the fact that he can't see his children and that his dad died. His dad died about 5 years ago, and they're in some kind of battle for the land kind of thing. And I mean, the things that he says to these police officers, he's East Indian and he calls these police officers the N-word. I don't know why they have not arrested him by now, but everybody, I think they just think, okay, it's a madman on the phone, and they're all kind of laughing at the whole thing. But I am living next to it, you know, so there's never a moment of peace. Sometimes I have to cancel some of my classes because he's having an episode. So I power through that because you're trying to be understanding. This person's going through some shit, la 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 la. But the final straw was he just regularly started playing his music really, really loud. Now, I like my peace. Once I can get my moment of peace in my home, I don't care what you do, right? So I've been trying to put up with everything that's been basically thrown at me, but this was just a bit too much. So I go across there and I tell him, could you just turn down your music? Because I need to talk to you. So he does. And I said, do you agree that both of us... No, he doesn't work. His mom, this guy's 50-something years old. His mom pays his rent because I'm sure his mom doesn't want him by her, right? And she's, I think, in New York. So she even sends down food for this guy in these big cardboard boxes. Anyways, I have a point, okay? In these cardboard boxes or whatever. I said, do you agree that both of us pay our rent here? He says, yes. I said, do you agree that both of us should be able to enjoy what we are paying for? He says, yes. I said, okay, so explain to me why, when I want my peace and solitude, I have to listen to your music. And then he's like, well, the walls are thin. I said, yes, the walls are thin. And because the walls are thin, we have to be more conscientious about how we contain ourselves within our space. Okay? And he goes on with the walls are thin, and he hears me flushing my toilet. I said, I hear you washing your hands or whatever it is. I can't tell you not to take a shower or not to take a poop. But what we do have control over is our noise level, especially when it comes to our devices. So I'm just asking you to be a little more conscientious. So that's when he starts going into his little kind of guilt trip shit, right? And that's what he tells everybody who confronts him about his noise. Oh, he's just going through some things. I don't know where the anger came from. You see, I was suppressing it for a long time. I said, going through some things. I said, everybody in this building is going through some things. It's called life. And as adults, we have to cope. And if we can't cope, we get professional help. And if professional help alone isn't working, we also take our medication. I said, you want to know about going through things? I said, last year, I lost my father, his sister, his brother, my cousin, my great aunt, the matriarch. The man that I loved is with somebody else. I had a miscarriage so many years ago. And I just listed all these things. And as I'm going through all these different things, I'm like, shit, you've been through a lot. So not even I was facing the magnitude of what had happened to me. Anyways, that's beside the point. I said, everybody goes through some things, but we have to learn to cope. It is not an excuse to make everybody's life a living hell. And when I said that, something clicked in his brain. He's not played his music loud. He's as quiet as a mouse. And when I tune into his energy, he's thinking about these things. So some people, they don't face their pain and they just kind of project it outward, and they feel like this is an excuse because the world owes them something. The world owes nobody anything. We adults, we have to cope, and I think that's what your person's realizing. They're an adult, they have to cope, and they have so many outstanding issues that they have been in denial about that they now need to face. Okay? Sorry I went on that tangent. I feel like I had to get that out also. Anyways, so this is where they are now. They're seeing how you have triumphed over your pain. And that's how he was looking at me at the end too. He was shocked. You know, I'm going through all these things, but I'm not projecting it outward. I'm trying to deal. And he's there with his issues and just making everybody else pay for it, Anyways, so this is what your person, I feel like your person is that kind of personality out there, projecting their pain outward instead of dealing with it. And now they've been forced to deal. They've had some kind of wake-up call from the universe. All right, what do they want you to know? What are they going to tell you? What do they want to tell you? So 3D messages from them. So anyways, guys, I'm going to go deeper into their energy in the extended. Okay, I'm going to look at their head space for you now, their heart space for you now. What's happening in their life besides you that might also be kind of pushing these energies? I'm going to look at if they're seeking advice from anyone about you, okay, and what that advice is. I'm going to look at their long-term intentions towards you, the next move towards you within a month's time of you watching this reading, and then we'll get some advice, okay? If you can't join me in the extended, I'm going to post out an advice card for you as well. You speak to me through music. So I feel like everything around this person reminds them of you. There's no escape from your energy. This is what I'm getting. There's no escape from your energy. Sometimes I stay awake thinking about you. I told you this person can sleep. They can't sleep. Right? I know I messed up everything. Right? So they are taking accountability. They may not be allowing the magnitude of what was done, but they know. They know what they did. Okay? You and I were too young. So they're also realizing that both of you guys, maybe I think you will approach the situation a little immaturely in the past. Both of you. It's not just a person, right? You guys weren't ready for each other because there's a lot of pain that I think you guys needed to process first. So your person's now facing that pain, but you have triumphed. I love you unconditionally. So they want you to know that they've seen all parts of you and they love you unconditionally. And this is what I'm getting with that Ace of Cups. I'm getting that unconditional love. This person has never loved before. Because to love someone else, you have to love yourself. And they're only now really starting that process of loving themselves. Everything before was an attachment, a game. I wish things could be different. So I feel like they wish they could turn back the hands of time. They wish they could turn back the hands of time and really treat you the way you needed to be treated. Okay? All right. Let's get some advice for you for this connection. And if you're able, please join me in the extended. I really appreciate all the ways that you support me, support the channel, support the coalition against domestic violence in my country. Right? Your likes, your shares, your dislikes. But I really do appreciate your energy exchanges through the extendeds because it really keeps me independent and doing what I love, which is being here. Okay? All right, so what we have here, we have aura. Now, it was in the reverse. So that tells me Spirit wants you to do some kind of energetic protection and purification at this time. I think Steve Novo recently released a meditation. I did it this morning. So let me tell you what's the name, okay? What's the name of that one I did this morning? Because I feel like, oh, good Lord. Sorry, guys. Cellular regeneration meditation, the light of immortality, and I also did ancestral heartbreak transmission, releasing ancient blocks and limits to love. So those are the two. They're pretty recent, so if you look through. So what I'm getting from the spirit saying clear your energy too. There's still a little bit of, murkiness there. Okay, so it's time to clear your energy. All right, what we have here, this is also in reverse. Service in reverse. So some of you guys know that you have a calling on your life and you ain't doing shit about it. Spirit saying it is time. The time for procrastination is over. It is time to do what you were sent here to do. So I feel like the persons who watch this power, who get this card, you are in mission, you're in service to Spirit, and Spirit is asking you to serve. Okay? River card means the action of helping or doing work for someone. Reverse, hesitation, sacrifice. You are too available and too eager to give yourself, to give to someone who just isn't interested, nor ready for what you can offer. Okay, so there's also some overgiving as here as well. Your focus on persuading someone to see value in what you can provide is degrading to yourself and your offerings. Okay, all right, so this is service that's been kind of distorted. You have the ability to directly provide services and create products that solve people's problems and address their needs. This is because you have the natural ability to improve yourself and put your wants aside for the sake of your business and for the sake of others. What you are capable of creating will not just be comprised of your energy, but the blood, sweat, tears, and wisdom from your community and your ancestry. You will soon have a keen understanding of what we create. We do not create alone. Okay, so there's something that's coming through your bloodline, your ancestors, that you're meant to give birth to in this world. Be of service by providing value to others. And the affirmation here is, I am helpful. People want to help me. I provide value to others. So what I'm getting from this card is that part of you is out of alignment or distorted. So you're either overgiving or you're holding back on your energy and not doing what you're meant to do. So Spirit asks you, find balance. We started with a card that was a balance, and I'm asking you to find balance now. Okay? All right, so if you're able, join me in the extended. Otherwise, thank you so much for tuning in to my channel. Take care. Much love. Bye. Hey, Pal 3, if you chose the Bumblebee and the Tarot of Forbidden Dreams, which I did tell you is quite spicy, this is going to be your reading. So the first thing we're going to do now, remember, we're doing a ghosted no communication reading. Okay, so when I do these readings, it's to kind of give you closure, because sometimes people ghost us, or they just kind of pull back their energy and they're not mature enough to communicate why. So instead of you going into a whole mind fuck about why, okay, and what you may have done, blah 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 blah, it's just to kind of give you insight so you stop the negative thoughts. Okay, we have independent, and it's the independent conspiracy. So people who have the independent conspiracy feel like they cannot rely on anyone else. Like everyone is going to is going to disappoint them at some point. So the best thing to do is for them to be self-containing, self-sustaining, and not rely on anyone. If they don't expect anything, then they never get disappointed. Okay, so this person didn't want to get attached to you. All right. Yeah, they didn't want to get attached. They didn't want to get enmeshed. They wanted to assert their independence. This feels like okay, maybe it's too close to call, but the fact that independent come out, you guys need to watch Pile 1. Let me make a note of that, guys. Just give me one moment. So Pile 3, Pile 1, and I think Pile 1 is watching Pile 2. Yeah. So it's a fear of intimacy, rarely. Okay? If you don't get close, then you don't get hurt. Simple as that. All right? how they're feeling towards you right now, feeling unwanted. And this is the real shitty part of it. They withdraw and isolate themselves, and then after they isolate themselves, they feel unwanted. Like, what kind of fucking math that is? Who does this math? So what this tells me, this is trauma, guys. This is trauma, and it really screws you up. It screws you up in so many different ways, because what you really do want is to feel connected. What you really do want is that intimacy, but you're running from the very thing that you want. And the minute that you run, then you realize, oh my God, I want it. And then you try to get back in. And then when you get back in, you get triggered by the intimacy and come back again. So listen, what this person needs is some therapy, guys. They need a little therapy. I mean, we all do. We all do. Well, maybe this person's never had a chance to really talk through their trauma, because this is what they need to do right now. You can't run from what you want, and then when you run from it and you're outside of it, then you're feeling unwanted and you're feeling abandoned. So basically, they are fueling and feeding this abandonment wound that they have. And this is what lies beneath, right? It's what lies beneath the independent conspiracy. It is because you've been either physically abandoned or emotionally abandoned. Okay, or you might feel spiritually abandoned. Some people do feel like that. You feel abandoned, and you think that the best way to deal with this thing and to never be abandoned again is to be self-sufficient and not get close to anyone, not attached to anyone. Yeah, but then you feel fucking lonely. Then you feel lonely. And of course you feel abandoned. So this person, it's a trap. It's like, the Eight of Swords. Damned if they do, damned if they don't. They're screwing themselves on both sides of the fence here. And then it just, it keeps propelling this narrative that they have in their head that they must be independent. So they're the ones walking away but feeling abandoned. That's a real mind trap there. Let's pull some cards on that, guys. Let's pull about 3 cards, right? And because we have the beam, maybe sometimes they try to escape, by keeping themselves busy, especially at work, so they don't have to think about you and what's happening. So that's how they disconnect. Work helps them disconnect from their emotional body and allows them to basically put their heart on ice and forget about the connection. But they're not forgetting if they're feeling that unwanted feeling. In reverse, we have Ace of Pentacles in reverse. So their foundation, the family of their origin, it looks like there was a lot of upheaval there. They never felt safe. They never felt connected. And this feeling of not being safe and not connected has perpetuated through their whole life cycle. And there's some people, they're not able to introspect. They could live their whole life living out of their wounding. Let's pull 3 cards on feeling unwanted. But watch pile 1 for sure. We have King of Pentacles. Yeah, they're studying their coin right now. We have 10 of Wands, and that's my card of baggage. And we have the 5 of Swords in reverse. Okay, so until this person gets themselves balanced and creates safety within their own self, they're going to continue the cycle of self-sabotage, because that's exactly what it is. It is their own wounding, their own baggage that they don't want to look at, that keeps sabotaging them over and over again. So I feel like right now, I think that feeling of being unwanted might be so profound that's forcing them to look at their pain. Look at the baggage that they've been toting around. This is like, Erykah Badu's bag lady, right? So they finally hurt their back, toting all this bag around, right? So I think they're finally dealing with this. And I think they're definitely seeing how they allowed their pain to sabotage their present and their future. I think they're trying to get themselves into balance, but it's a battle. I feel like for someone like this person, they're going to need a professional that helps them really walk through this. But I think they are attempting to do this on their own. So this latest episode with you has forced this person to really look at themselves. I think they're realizing that they're the ones that are sabotaging themselves at this point. Okay. Well, I think we know why they ghosted you, but we're still going to ask anyway, just in case any other message comes through. Why did they ghost you? And the powers are pretty similar, and that's just not strange because, once you are attracted to my vibration, it's about sympathetic resonance. Okay, so don't be surprised if the messages are similar. We have the Page of Cups. Why did they ghost you? We have the King of Cups. Yeah, feelings were too strong. We have Justice in reverse. So very watery, very emotional. Page of Swords in reverse. Okay. And Page of Swords in reverse for me is like shafting yourself. Screwing yourself over. All right, what happened here? I think your person was treating this like a flirtation. Okay, just a flirtation. Not trying to get too close to you at all. Keeping you at arm's length. So you are there. You're exposing yourself. You're putting yourself out there. You're naked in front of this person. You might have declared your feelings. You've declared your intentions. You're being transparent. You're trying to keep the communication as open as possible. But this person, look at them, fully clothed, and they're standing away from the bed. Okay, they don't want to get near to that at all. They're not taking off their clothes. They're not taking off their armor. They're not. They're not taking off their armor at all. Stay away. Stay away. But they were fooling themselves. All that time that they were guarding their heart, keeping their clothes on, not exposing themselves, not being transparent, it looks like this love was growing inside. This love was growing inside. And before they knew it, they started to feel vulnerable. They started to feel exposed. They started to feel exposed. And then they started realizing that they had feelings for you. And when they started realizing that they had feelings for you, they started to think about how they were treating you. And they realized that they weren't reciprocating your energy. They realized that they weren't reciprocating your level of maturity and communication. And I feel like I'm feeling shame here. I do. I'm feeling shame. Shame for how they treated you. Shame for the lack of effort in the relationship, because they now realize that you were giving your all. You were giving your all to this person. And they were busy just keeping you at arm's length and trying not to be close. But I think, you got under their skin, you got under their clothes. And when they realized that, they bolted. They bolted. What were they thinking about you and the connection at the time? So their headspace. What was going through their mind? Although we've been getting all the questions, we have Ace of Pentacles in reverse. They felt like they were thinking that they couldn't give you what you deserved. Because in their mind, you deserve the world, especially financially. There's something here about being provided that is very important to your person. And they felt like they had no role. They couldn't be the provider in your life for whatever reason. Maybe you earn more than they, or they see you have a particular lifestyle and they felt like they couldn't contribute to it. Like you had everything, kind of thing. And that's their perception from the outside looking in. We have I told you, see, they see as the Queen of Pentacles, you have everything. So what do you want them for? What do you want them for? Because this person's idea of love is deeply connected to caring, deeply connected to gift giving and providing, especially monetary things. Maybe that's how their family showed love, or maybe they're accustomed to transactional relationships. In order for them to get love and validation, they have to give money. Sounds kind of like prostitution, but some people are like that. Some relationships are like that. It's kind of like an emotional prostitution kind of thing. Very transactional. So they're accustomed to transactional relationships, and they don't think that they have anything to trade with you, because they don't see value in themselves, and this send them into a place of grief. Now, this person may have a third party, and maybe they think it might be easier with the third party. Maybe the third party does not require them to be open. The third party just requires them to just be present. Okay, we have 10 of Wands, but Spirit is reminding us this is just their baggage. This is just their programming that's making them screw themselves over and over again. This is just their programming. There's no basis. In reality, you never asked them for money or being able to provide. You didn't ask them for that. You wanted their love, their energy, that was enough. But for them, they are not enough. They are not enough. They don't think that they are enough. They think that they have to come with something to kind of like sweeten the deal, for you to accept them. So your person has some self-esteem issues here that they hide behind their job, their money, maybe their clothes. Maybe they're one of those persons that need to be in like brands from head to toe, because that covers their lack of self-worth. Anytime you see anybody like that, they're just covering their lack of self-worth. Let's see the emotions that were running through their emotional body when they disconnected or kind of pulled back their energy. Let's see the emotions. Underneath the deck, you see, we have the inner child, right? So their wounding was triggered, okay? That inner child that felt abandoned and had been abandoned, it was highly triggered by whatever was happening. They were just incredibly afraid that, history would repeat itself. We have, you see, their shadow, yeah? They were deep in their shadow, okay? Emotionally unavailable, okay? So they just kind of shut their heart off, okay? They put their heart on ice, put their heart behind their armor, and just disconnected. We have open. So this is someone who was really conflicted within self, because we have here emotionally unavailable and yet open, and it goes right back to that same play that we saw with the first two cards. Wanted to be independent and yet feeling unwanted. So it's that, it's like a fearful, avoidant energy. So they will always be kind of hot and cold, push-pull, because it is their fears battling with their love all the time. All the time. Their triggers battling with love, you see? So they're their shadow self, emotionally unavailable, cutting their heart off, and yet having hope that this would work out, that this time it would be different, and wanted to receive. So the way this person is so conflicted inside, they will only manifest chaos on the outside of themselves. So I don't want you to go across to continue to think, if you were thinking, that you had done something wrong, or what can you do right, or how can you attract this person back into your life. You don't have to do anything. This is their battle. This is their battle. Healing is an inside job. There is only so much reassurance you can give this person. There's only so much overgiving, putting yourself out there. You can be as transparent as you want, keeping all the communication flowing. If this person doesn't heal themselves, they will continue to be triggered and run away. It's like those persons who allow their partner to go through their phone and they think, it generates trust and all of that. They have an insecure partner and they're letting them go through their phone because they want to reassure this person. It's never going to work. They're never going to be reassured because they're not dealing with the root cause of their jealousy, which is their own insecurities and their low self-esteem. So basically, it's just enabling. It's enabling. So I don't want you to get caught in this trap where you feel you have to do something to reassure this person of your commitment. Nothing you can do is going to help this person. Right now, you just have to concentrate on your own healing and just be that Empress and be still. Right? When you're still, you provide a kind of grounding wire whereby this person is able to kind of do their own shadow work. You can tell this person, I love you, I love you till kingdom come. Until they do the inner work of healing, it's for naught. It's for naught. It's for naught. How is this person seeing you now? So we see that they were fully triggered. There's so much conflicting emotions happening inside. Just so much things bubbling up. I'm feeling an energy of just feeling very panicky. And they just, what? I'm out of here. This is too much. Too much. How are they seeing you now? The moon. Mysterious. They want to know all your secrets. But they also see you as very psychic, very feminine. Let me get out all the cards. The Empress. We knew it would come out. Okay? Beautiful. And there you are. Open, transparent. Everything is on display. You're not hiding anything. Okay? And I think they enjoy how you are authentically you. Your flaws, your scars, everything is out there. We have the 9 of Cups in reverse. And the 3 of Pentacles. Alrighty. So, this person feels like they can build something with you because they feel safe in your energy, right? They feel your love as the Empress. It is nurturing, kind of motherly even, very sexy, all natural. You're just grounded. So they trust you. They trust you. And as much as you are transparent, you're authentic, you're also very mysterious. So you keep the mystery going. They feel like there are parts of you that's still left for them to uncover. So they like the mystery and they like the transparency that you offer. Enough mystery for them to stay interested, but enough transparency where they can trust. Okay? But it keeps coming back to their lack of self-love and them not feeling good enough. We have the 9 of Cups in reverse, which talks about codependency or a lack of self-love. This is what keeps sabotaging this person over and over and over again. Every time you guys create some kind of foundation and you think, okay, well, you know what we're going to build. This person kind of keeps deconstructing it because they keep thinking that they are not good enough. They also feel very attached to you, even addicted to you. So it also scares them that one day they might lose what they have. Okay? So they have very deep triggers that they really need to focus on healing. What do they want you to know right now? What do they want to tell you? do they want to tell you right now? You came closer than anyone. Yeah, because this person never allowed anybody to get that close. No, but somehow you just sneaked in there like a ninja, like an emotional ninja. And before they knew it, they were attached. So they want you to know that you are the one that got closest. Before the alarm system went off. All right, so what do they want you to know? My life is not as together as it seems. So this person may be putting on a facade of being composed right now and they're A-okay. No, on the inside, as we saw, there are a lot of deep undercurrents, a lot of inner conflict with them. And of course, this inner conflict will always be reflected on the outside of them. It was my fault, but I blamed you. Yeah, this person just kept projecting all their wounding onto you, okay? The fact that they couldn't trust you was all your fault. No, it's you. It's you. It's you. It's you. It's you and your issues. Finding out the truth, Kashmir. And so I think they're getting to that point where they're realizing this is their abandonment issue that's been sabotaging them all this time. And I don't think they've only been blaming you, they've been blaming their other partners too. So maybe when they talk about their past relationships, they were always the victim. Now they're realizing that they were never the victim. They were never the victim. We both know I'm not the one for you. So there's that self-doubt again. That self-depreciation. That I'm going to call it self-degradation because I can't pronounce the word right now. I'm sorry. Okay. Right? That self-depreciation. No. Anyway, guys, right? This person's always bringing themselves down. Okay? Always shooting themselves in the foot. Always sabotaging themselves. And it's because it's their low self-esteem, low self-worth. Whatever abandonment that happened in their childhood, they blamed it on themselves. They thought that they weren't worthy. They weren't good enough. Maybe their parents abandoned the home and they blamed it on themselves because, when you're a child, the world revolves around you. So if something bad happened, it's because of you, isn't it? What does Spirit want you to know right now? So if you're able, join me in Extended. We're going to look at the headspace for you right now, the heart space for you. We're going to look at what else might be happening in their life that might also be driving these energies. We're going to ask Spirit if they're talking to anyone about you and what advice are they getting. We're going to look at their long-term intentions towards you and their next move towards you within a month of you watching this reading. But if you're not able to join me in Extended, this is going to be your message. It says union and it is in reverse. Okay, so what I get from this card is that this union is blocked at this time. And it looks like it's blocked for heart healing. Because I noticed both people, they have their hand on each other's heart here. So it's blocked for heart healing. Both of you. What does Spirit want you to know? We have DNA. So with that, I'm getting DNA activation. So this person's doing their healing, but you are getting activated. There's some sort of gift that was left to you by your ancestors. It looks like it's coming online at this time. All right, let's see what this is all about. DNA, the building block of life. Upright, Akashic Library, biology, code, epigenetics, evolution, expansion, instructions, intergalactic possibility, signature. You are changing on a genetic level, which means you will experience a whole array of ascension symptoms as your body begins to crystallize and you become more of your multidimensional and magical self. Treat yourself with care for the thoughts you believe, what you consume, and the actions you take impact you on a cellular level. So Spirit's asking you to be very mindful of your thoughts, your actions, and your feelings at this time. Because remember, we manifest from our thoughts and feelings, right? And the affirmation here is, I am unique and I'm made of star stuff. So this person's going through their healing process, but it looks like you are going through a big ascension process, a big activation at this time. And Spirit is telling you, you have power, use it wisely. All right, my love, thank you so much for everything that you do for this channel. If you're able to click on the ads, and please do for any reader that you enjoy, they do get a percentage for that. Your likes, dislikes, little emojis in the comments, it all helps with the growth of the channel. Take care. Love you. Bye. Hey, Balfour, if you chose the Rainbow Heart Tarot and the Bejeweled Flower, this is going to be your reading. So we're looking at what's happening with your person. You've been ghosted, or they've just changed their communication patterns. You're not communicating as you used to, or there's just no communication, or they're just sending emojis or some shit, right? We're going to look at what's happening with your person, okay? All right, so the first thing we're going to do, let us get a significator for their energy towards you right now. Right now, in this minute, what is their energy towards you? And this is the healing cards, the conspiracy deck. The conspiracy deck. Maybe they're one of those paranoid ones. The conspiracy deck by Chuck Spezzano. All right, we have enlightenment. Listen, on my other channel, Made for Love, let me see if I can tag it below. Okay, so for powerful, tag the accelerated program short, because this is what came out there. Okay, so I did a short about it 2 days ago, and it talked about your person being on an accelerated program by Spirit to enlightenment. So this is what we're seeing here. Now, this person sees you as a very elevated being, a very enlightened, wise being, serene, meditative, introspective, deep, and joyful. They see you as very, very joyful. No matter where you go, people pay attention to you. It is your aura. It is your energy. Okay? So that's how they're seeing you. But I also feel your person, through their contact with you, you guys triggering each other. There's a lot of yellow here. And our solar plexus is our trigger center. They too are going through an ascension process. So you guys are like ascension partners for each other. Okay. All right, so let's have a look at what's happening here. Woo! Homecoming. It feels like home to me. It's a homecoming. This person, you feel like home to this person, and I think they're on their way back to you. You guys have been on a journey, maybe across lifetimes, okay, across lifetimes, gaining enlightenment, gaining wisdom, and it looks like in this lifetime, you guys are meant to walk this path of enlightenment together. So you go separately, and at some point, it looks like you guys come together. It looks like your person feels like this is that moment. So they're making their way towards you, and the way that they're doing it, we have the vibration. This is 75, the vibration of 7, which is the chariot, and a vibration of 5, which is the Hierophant, learning a spiritual lesson. So they're making their way back to you through the learning of their spiritual or karmic lessons. Okay, but you feel like home to this person. Your energy, you see how much energy radiating from the sun. Your energy calls to this person, and you see how you're elevated. Okay, this person just wants to bask in your rays. There's something about your vibration that makes this person feel like, everything is going to be all right. Okay, after you deal with your shitty co-workers all day and your shitty boss all day sending you passive-aggressive emails. I remember from my corporate days, right? As per our last conversation, right? those kind of passive-aggressive emails. And then you go through driving through traffic. Maybe it's 2 hours, 3 hours of traffic. You might even be sleeping on the wheel as you're coming home. And then you come home. And if you're a woman, maybe you take off your bra. And then you just kind of sink into your couch and you go, oh. That's what you feel like to this person. I'm home. I'm in my sanctuary. Fuck everything else and fuck the day that I just had. This is what you feel like when they're in your presence. It's like, fuck the day that I just had, fuck the life that I just had. This is where I am meant to be. It's like everything melts away. You are in your sanctuary, so you are a sanctuary for this person. All right, let's put, it's a little too heavy. I think sometimes your brilliance is a little too much for your person to handle because you shine bright. Let's pull 3 cards on this homecoming card. But that's a beautiful energy to start off in. Beautiful. And I mean, this is a rainbow love, spiritual love. That's all the chakra colors, right? All right, 8 of Pentacles. They want to work on themselves. They want to work on this connection. They want to take off their mask. And it looks like this person had many, many masks. Many masks that they've worn during this lifetime. But they want you to see them. Let's pull 3 cards on this homecoming card. All right, we have Queen of Wands in reverse. All right, it feels like a third party is here. We have the 2 of Swords in reverse. And we have the High Priestess. All right, your person feels like they have a decision to make. They already know which way they need to go. It is just the ego holding on to past toxicity, past habits, drama. Your person feels they have a choice, okay? We have the 2 of Swords in reverse. That's about making a choice, but it's also about gaining clarity. Because for me, the 2 of Swords in reverse goes to the Ace of Swords, right? You finally get that clarity. And your person realizes that they need to make a choice. They either choose the High Priestess and everything that comes with it. Enlightenment, intuition, mysticism, knowledge, okay, truth. They know they have to commit to truth, okay, if they are with you. Or do they stay with what epitomizes their old life, this karmic energy? Because in my readings, all reverse court cards are karmic energies. And Queen of Wands in reverse is someone who is disempowered. And because they're disempowered, they try to gain their power by controlling people, abusing or exploiting their sexuality. They may have anger issues. Okay, they're not in control of their finances. They may be very sexualized because that is one of their assets that they like to use to control people. So they're always playing a role, always playing a game. So they either stay with who or what epitomizes their old life, or they move towards something deeper, better, but a little bit more scary, a little bit more out of their comfort zone. But they know you feel like home to this person. You feel like home. All right, so let's ask a question right now. Why did they ghost you? Why did they ghost you or change up their communication habits? We have the 6 of Cups. We have the Ace of Pentacles. We have the 10 of Cups. I'm still trying to figure out what's the reason. 7 of Swords. All right. They were... I think this person was fooling themselves as to how they felt about you. Okay? I think they were treating you like how they were treating the others in their life, which is to wear a mask, because we did see the mask. Wear a mask and live this fake plastic life. But out of nowhere, it looks like the knowledge that you were different just kind of hit this person and really shattered all their illusions and all their masks. Okay? They're realizing now that you are their soulmate. Whatever clarity they got, you are their soulmate. You are home. With you, they can build this life they have always dreamed of. With you, they can actually be happy. But you know what? They feel like they've done the most already. I think that this person may have deceived you. There's a secret they're hiding. And I know in order to get to you, and it'll be a different thing for everybody else. For some of them, it's just their feelings. But for others, they could have a whole family that they're hiding. They might be hiding issues surrounding their finances. This person may have a child that they're hiding. Okay, but they deceived you in some way, and now that the shit has hit the fan and their emotions have hit the fan, they know if they want you, and they do, if they want to come home, they have to tell the truth at the door. So all the lies, all the ways they may have fucked you over, they have to tell the truth and they have to take accountability. They ain't ready for that yet because they're not sure how it's going to play off. They're not sure how it's going to play. If they tell the truth, they're not sure how it's going to play off. They stand by that door to the home and they tell the truth. What are you going to do? You're going to slam the door in their face? You're going to curse them out? They don't know. And the unknown is very scary to this person. You know, in court they tell you, don't ask questions that you don't know the answer to. Right? So this person doesn't know the answer to what will happen. So they ain't doing shit. They ain't doing nothing. Why did they ghost you? Because they deceived you. Because they realized they sabotaged this whole connection and it was everything that they have ever wanted. In fact, they didn't even know they wanted all of this. But Spirit knew. And Spirit brought you into their life. But they had already done their usual, their deception. How do they come clean, you know? Let's see what was going through their headspace. The headspace at the time. We have 8 of Wands in reverse. I can't tell Pal 4 the truth. I can't. We have the 4 of Cups. It looks like their insecurities as well also hit them all at once. What it feels like is like this person was fooling themselves as to what they felt for you. And then all of a sudden, all their emotions came crashing down. And they were seeing you in this elevated way and they were recognizing your value. And it just made them feel worthless. It made them feel like they weren't good enough. And when they reflect on how they treated you in the past, it looks like this person became very depressed. They feel like it's done. They feel like if they've killed this connection. And spirits tell them, no, there's still the opportunity here for love, but your person is too deep in pain to realize that. 4 Wands. It looks like also, I don't know if they were guided by spirit to information about twin flames or something like that, but they were recognizing you as their twin flame. We have 6 of Cups here. We have the 4 of Wands here. So they saw your value. They finally saw who you were to them. And they knew that a being such as you deserved to be treated with equal respect and equity. And they felt like they didn't have it in them. They didn't have it in them to be who you deserved. So they bowed out. They bowed out. They kept thinking about the past and the things that they did to you. And they just bowed out. They couldn't be the person that they thought you needed and deserved. So they bowed out. Let's see what feelings was running through their emotional body at the time. So this person was in denial about their feelings. They were in denial about their feelings. And then it just like hit them all at once. And when their feelings hit them all at once, it made them realize, oh my God. And look at what I did to this person in the past. My goodness. We have going through the motions. Oh, like, yeah, so like felt just numb. What did I do? All right, so what emotions were coursing through the emotional body? We have solution oriented. They were trying to figure out, what are they going to do now? We have projection. All right, so it looks like they were looking at how they had projected all their wounding onto you and had caused you so much pain. What else is happening? They realized that they had been cold and emotionally unavailable. They felt numb. I'm just feeling a general feeling of numbness, like a freeze. It's like a freeze response. They didn't know what to do. They didn't know what to do. It's a freeze response. They couldn't find a solution to what they had done in the past. So they said, you know what? This is too much. I'm just going to bow out. I don't think that I could bring this back together. So they were trying to think of a solution that did not involve them making a clean breast of it. And they realized that there's no solution that involves that. And they just bowed out. Shut their heart off, tried to shut their feelings off, and bowed out. They felt like it would have been too much work to try to bring this back. Because this person, it looks like they really, really hurt you. They did not treat you well. And the enormity of that and the truth of that just hit this person all at once. So what they did, they kind of are feeling a disassociation. They just disassociated from the situation, shut off their heart. It would have been too much effort. Too much effort to bring this back together. It required too much emotionally from them. So they thought, easy way out. I'm just going to shut down and just ghost. They thought this was the easiest thing to do and the most equitable thing to do. They wanted to do right by you because they felt like you deserved the world and they couldn't give that to you. How are they seeing you and the situation now? How are they seeing you and the situation now? We have 3 of Swords in reverse. We have the 9 of Pentacles in reverse. And that's a card of a lack of self-love. Not being good enough. We have the Chariot. And we have the 4 of Pentacles. Alright, this person's still a little defensive. And they're still holding their cards a little close to their chest. But they're determined to move forward with this connection. They realize that the only solution is for them to focus on healing themselves and healing the pain that caused them to treat others like crap. Because how we treat others is a reflection about how we feel about ourselves and how we treat ourselves. Okay? So this person, they're trying to heal their pain and the trauma that they've been through that makes them feel that they are not good enough for this relationship or they are not good enough for love. They're determined to move forward with this connection. I see that here. They ain't letting you go. They're letting you go. But they're not ready to talk about their feelings and what they're going through right now. This person's taking a time out. They realize they have some healing to do, and this is best done alone. What does this person want to tell you right now? What do they want to tell you? Their 3D self. What does their 3D self want to tell you? So I'm going to go a little deeper into this in the extended. I'm going to look at their headspace for you and the connection now, their heart space for you and the connection now, what's happening in their life that might also be driving these feelings. I'm going to look at whether they are talking to someone about you and what kind of advice that person is giving them. I'm going to look at their long-term intentions for you, their next move towards you within a month of you watching the reading, and then we will get some advice. What do they want you to know? I am becoming a better person. Yes. The first card was the 8 of Pentacles. This person is really working on themselves, and they feel like this is the first step in bringing this connection back together. They have to do something differently. They cannot do what they've done before, trying to drown their pain in other people and in other relationships. They see that now. They have to heal themselves and be self-sustaining. They cannot rely on you to provide their happiness and be the only source of their happiness. They cannot rely on you being their sun. Okay? All right, what do they want you to know? What do they want to say to you? Okay? It's time for me to heal now. Okay, so this is their time. They're like taking a time out from relationships. This is their time. They need this time to heal. Okay, you had your time when you were there doing your shadow work. It's their time now. Okay, because if they don't heal, they're gonna do the same shit over and over again. I want to tell you how I feel, so they don't want you to go away from this connection thinking that you weren't good enough or there was something that you did. This is not the truth. And they want to tell you how they really feel about you. It's like they feel their heart is bursting inside with the knowledge of it. They feel like they just have to release it. They have to just let it go. So they want to tell you how they feel. We have, you speak to me through music. So they're getting a lot of synchronicities about you. But there's something about music that's really connecting this person to you. So Spirit is communicating to them and communicating your wishes, your dreams, your love to them through music. So they can't forget about you. Just know that, okay? It was my fault, but I blamed you. And we've got that projection card, right? So they realize now the part that they played in everything that happened in this connection. And it always takes two. It always takes two. There's never truly, well, let me not say that because people might get triggered. It always takes two. And we always play a part in how dysfunctional a relationship turns out. Whether it is that we didn't love ourselves enough, we had improper or weak boundaries, we didn't teach this person how to treat us, how to relate to us, we overcompensated, overgave, whatever it is, there's always a part that we play in the dysfunction. And this person's realizing that now, that they played a role in the dysfunction that happened between you guys. Okay? All right, so if you're able, join me in the extended. If you're not, let me just pull some advice for you here. We have aura, right? And that's what we were saying. The first card, right? It looks very similar, same sun. Your aura, your energy, your vibration is very attractive, not only to this person, but to everyone around you. And you're healing people just through your presence, especially your serenity. Okay? What does Spirit want you to know? We have prosperity in reverse. So Spirit wants to talk about your abundance. It's in the reverse, so let's see what Spirit wants to say here. It's not numbered, so I have to kind of just flip through. The state of being successful in material terms. Keywords, when it's reverse, is bills, charity, donations, franchise, inflation, inner reflection, money talks, weeds. Your obsession with accumulating money and making sound financial investments is prohibiting you from enjoying money itself. All right, so this is some kind of poverty consciousness that Spirit wants to bring your attention to. So when we are obsessed about something, it's because that we have a lack of it. Okay, we always think that it's not enough. It's never enough. I remember we manifest from our thoughts and our feelings. So if we're thinking that we don't have enough, then automatically this is what we're going to manifest, not having enough. So what Spirit is asking you to do is you will find that having money also means having influence. You will soon be able to influence the success and failures of businesses and people by choosing how to spend your time and money. What you choose will be a reflection of your values. People will be able to see who you truly are by looking at what you spend your money and attention on. A lack or influx of money will not change who you are at your core. Spirit is also saying that you need to redistribute the wealth as well through charitable donations and through volunteering of your time, because money is energy, right? The action position here is invest in what will bring benefit to many and it will be returned to you, right? And the affirmations are, my wealth comes from within. Money in the hands of good people changes the world. To those that have, more will be given. My money works for me. I am abundant and I'm worthy. So Spirit saying, don't worry about abundance. You just focus on how you're going to spend it to benefit others, and you'll see how it just multiplies in your hands. Okay? Guys, thank you so much for joining me for this reading. Thank you for your likes, your dislikes, clicking on the ads, because readers do get a percentage of ad revenue. So please do that for any reader that you enjoy. Donating to the Coalition for Domestic Violence in my country. Purchasing extenders. It really, really helps me out. And I'm just ever so grateful. Your comments, your shares, it all helps our community expand and grow. And I thank you for that. Okay.